All right, a bit of a different video. We'll be talking women's professional hoops, WNBA. The finals ended on the 20th of October. I'm recording this on the Wednesday, the 24th. This will probably be uploaded on the following weekend, so it'll be a week removed from the actual game ending. Today, this Wednesday, is the Liberty's parade. They won the finals 67-62. It was the most watched um, WNBA Finals in 25 years. It peaked at 33.3 million. It saw a 142 increase over last year's deciding game four. Um, Now, I want to talk about this because there's a lot of controversy, and I think it's interesting to see how the league has grown this past year and what went wrong in the final game of the season, of a great season nonetheless. I just want to get that out of the way, that it was a great season. The women's game has grown a lot in this past year, mainly because of Clayton Clark. Her other classmates did their thing as well, um, but specifically, it's because of Caitlin. Um, and I'm only saying that because what happened last Sunday was pretty despicable. Um, it was bad. The refereeing was really bad, and the Liberty played bad. They probably shouldn't have won that game. Um, the Liberty shot 25 free throws, made 21 of them. The Lynx shot 7, made 7, shot 8 of them. Um, it was all heart and all bricks by the Liberty. Um, their star players, Sabrina didn't show up. Stewie didn't show up. A master class in bricklaying. Um, gotta give credit to their bench though. The bench played very well. Um, Jones ended up being the Finals MVP. Um, Fivic, um, out there doing her thing. Um, but the WNBA stepped in and said, no, the bigger market needs to win, and they let the Liberty win. Um, I think it's good to record these kinds of things a couple days after, because you stuff can come out, um, and things can people can say things after the game, um, like Collier on the Lynx, who put up 22, 6 and 7, who fouled out, um, said, and I quote, "It was a tough ending, comma, but I'm so happy for them." Um, you have things like rumors that Brianna Stewart had an injury in Game Five, a leg foot injury. Can neither confirm or deny at this time. Um, is it the reason she played bad? Maybe, maybe not. But that is no excuse for playing bad. You played bad. You played bad. That's going on your record. But you're also a champion, so take it with a grain of salt. And just like that, this championship will be taken with a grain of salt. There were some lousy calls against the Lynx. The Lynx gave it up. They played a good game, but they made it a bit too close. And in my opinion, in these types of games, you always have to make sure you have a big enough lead so the refs can't dictate the outcome. You let the refs dictate the outcome, it's gonna be a bad game. And I'm not saying the Liberty don't deserve it. I think they deserve it. But the Lynx were the better team in Game 5. I think there were just some outside forces that wanted the Lynx to lose and the Liberty to win, simply because the Liberty is the bigger market. And this is just me putting my conspiracy, this is me putting my tinfoil hat on. I can guarantee you they sat in a room and said, if the Liberty can win, let them win, right? Like, fairly. If it goes to Game 5, the Liberty have to win because that's what the fans want. The Liberty have more fans than a bigger market. Screw the Lynx, right? But that's not what fans want. Fans want to be rewarded for their faith, new and old fans, right? And I get the Liberty is one of the oldest franchises. Is not the oldest franchise in the W, but I think it's deplorable that you sit there, or a group of people sat there and made that decision that, hey, the Liberty need to win. If it goes to Game 5, make sure they win. Terrible. It doesn't help when your commissioner is wearing a New York City skyline dress. It doesn't help when you tweet and delete, and I quote, "The trophy is right where it belongs for the 2024 WNBA Championship at New York Liberty." The optics of it don't look good. And I'll quote another YouTuber. Um, Everything in life is optics. The optics look bad. Um, I'm gonna read another quote here from LeBron James, one of the goats. I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the damn players dictate the outcome of a close, battle-tested game. Yeah, and Damian Lillard said something as well. Um, these things, these things can't happen. These things cannot happen. It's a bad look because you get all this good faith and all this good publicity, and controversy is also good publicity in the sense of you had Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark, right? It got people talking about the league. That's good. That's good, right? Uh, and you have some great playoffs. You have the champs from last year's and the Aces losing, and then you have a great finals. Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and then Game 5. You stuff it all up. You stuff it up, and the team you guys want to win, the WNBA as a as an organization, as an association, I should say, wanted the bigger market to win, and they made it happen. And like I said at the top, it's their parade today. I don't want to rain on their parade. I just think when you do these kinds of things, when outside forces dictate the game on the floor, when the games on the floor have been great, Game 1, Game 2, Game 3, Game 4, and you say to yourself, you know what would be fun? Let's stuff it all up and make the refs do whatever. Because fans aren't dumb, especially WNBA fans. I'll give WNBA fans a lot of credit. They're a lot more even keeled. They're a lot more like care about the game of basketball and where the progression of women's basketball is going than NBA fans, because NBA fans have had it good for so long. You know, it's more important to WNBA fans that the right thing be done, right? And whether that be on the court, off the court, for players, for coaches, etc., etc., right? I just feel like the WNBA lost a lot of good faith, and you brought in a bunch of new fans, right? Bunch of new fans, And then you kind of spoil a great season with this BS final game. It leaves a bad taste in everybody's mouth. And I'm not saying a ring's a ring, right? But when your league is progressing so much so fast, things like the finals need to mean a lot more. People's faith, people's good grace needs to be rewarded. I don't care if the Lynx are the less big market team. They aren't the big market team. I don't care if it's sexy. I don't care if it's whatever. I don't care. Oh my God, it's a great story. Brianna Stewart, hometown kid, got the first ring for New York. Uh, Sabrina, rah rah rah, great player. Now climb the top of the mountain. I don't care about that stuff. I don't care if it wasn't done the right way, and it wasn't done in the fashion that everybody else worked their ass off to get there. I don't think you should win it. And Sabrina and Stewie played bad. The Lynx gave it away, right? Nothing can be done about that. But like LeBron said, you have to let the players dictate that. If Sabrina and Stewie are gonna have bad games, the team's gonna lose. If those fouls called are in the opposite way, just some of them, two, three, four of them, whatever, the Lynx win this. And I'm not saying the Lynx should win or whoever should win. Just let the players play. Don't let these bad refs dictate the game. Because NBA fans will tell you that's not fun. When refs start dictating games, when they get the call from whoever to say, hey, they need to win this game or make this game exciting and tight, it you people immediately can tell. They can bang, yep, refs are bad tonight. And I'll say this as well. I think I'm gonna how do you say it? I'm gonna cross connect the two, right? When LeBron won in the bubble, people afterwards said, "Oh, doesn't count. Mickey Mouse championship, right? Whatever, whatever." I've always maintained the fact that people 10, 20, 30 years from now won't care who's in the bubble. It will count. I think this game, these finals were great, except for the last one. If if people don't count this ring for Stewie or Sabrina, I would not be surprised because it was given and not earned. Let me repeat that. It was given, not earned. They fought their way to game 5. They gave up some games. The Liberty did. But you guys had a bad game and you should have lost. And I will maintain that fact. You should have lost. Um should the Lynx have won? Probably. But the at certain points the Liberty were beating themselves. And I think that should be known. That should be known. And um I'll touch on this quickly. When the league is still losing $40 million and the NBA is starting to grow impatient, some of their NBA investors and WNBA investors as well, because they're brother and sister leagues, BS like the finals cannot happen. You have to reward people. You have to reward the fans because fans are smart. Fans know, fans can smell BS. They can. And when you sit back and you look at what this game was, it was not a good game. Some might say any publicity is good publicity for the league. But when you see this stuff that's going on and it leaves a bad taste in fans' mouths, no Diddy, you can't let this stuff happen. Kathy Engelbert, WNBA commissioner, might be one of the worst commissioners in American sports. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm gonna come out and say it. Um, do am I gonna take? Am I gonna personally take it away from the Liberty? No, I think the Liberty, they got to game five, and if they would have played better, they probably would have won. Personally, I was gonna put money on the Lynx. I was gonna put money on the Lynx. I thought the Lynx had this, but it's just kind of it, it's a glass half empty or half full, however you want to look at it, thing where great, the big market won. We reward the big market, right? And then you look at the fans, and the fans are unhappy with it. I don't think that plays well. That doesn't play well in keeping people's fandom, and that doesn't. You won New York over. New York is going to talk about this for years and years and years, and it's the first professional championship any New York team has won. Mets, Yankees, Rangers, Knicks, Nets, the women's team, the Gotham team. Um, Congratulations, you know. But rings have weight, championships have weight, and this one feels very hollow. But hey, they get to hoist the hoist the banner up next year. They get to have the trophy, and it's a good story for New York people, right? But when you have to account for all the rest of the fans and all the rest of the people and the way your two stars players played and they played terribly, you kind of think, wow, the other team should have won. And it probably would have felt better. It probably would have been a better story, and it probably would have played well in the media as well. But there were some calls that were atrocious. There were some things that were just bad, and I can't describe how how weird this finals was. How weird this final game was. Not even the finals, just the final game was. Um, and I hope next year the women's game is better. I hope they get better refs. I hope they have better. They have more competitive games that are controlled less by the refs, and they let these women play. Because I think where the game is going, if this continuously happens and whatever, it's not going to play well, and you're going to be right back to where you were before Caitlin Clark and her draft classmates were in the league, and I think you have to let the players play. You have to let them do their thing, and to hell if the league doesn't like it. If fans want it, the fans deserve it, and yeah, that's it. That's the first WNBA video on this channel. Probably the last for a little while because, like the video has been saying, this was the finals. This was the last game. I just wanted to talk about it because it was so controversial and so like crazy and insane, and in good and bad ways. Um, but we'll cover all the WNBA stuff next season. Maybe some off-season stuff if there's some big splashes, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. Cheers.